I'll be honest with you guys. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Modern Warfare 3. So I think it's about time where I give credit where credit is due. Sledgehammer Games have really made the best out of a bad situation. Now, was this game terrible on release? Well, no. And in fact, there were a lot of things that I liked about the game that I detailed in my review. But the lack of a prestige mode, burnout from playing a similar game the year before with Modern Warfare 2, and perhaps the sweatiest multiplayer experience that I can remember, made this game really tough to play at the start. But here we are, 5 months on, and I can say that this game is in a pretty decent state. Certainly miles ahead of where Modern Warfare 2 was last year. The core gameplay is fast, and it finally feels like a Modern Warfare game in this trilogy has mastered the gameplay side of things. The game is still very sweaty, but it's nowhere near how bad it was on release. So going from game to game now, I do feel like I can get my kill streaks and enjoy that COD gameplay loop a little bit more. There are also a lot more ranks now. 450 as of the recording of this video, although that's set to increase further next week with Season 3. Now obviously, I think 99% of us would rather have 10 prestiges plus a master prestige system on release. But at least now there is a little bit of an incentive to rank up and move past rank 55 instead of being stuck there like we were on release. This stuff is all good, but it was kind of how I was expecting the game to go, as we knew there would be more ranks on the way, and the core gameplay has always been somewhat enjoyable. What completely caught me off guard when returning to Modern Warfare 3 recently is the amount of content that Sledgehammer Games has released for this game already. The first thing that I noticed were the varied playlists, with a 12v12 mosh pit, a small map mosh pit so people can play maps other than shipment to get camos, and the return of the fan favourite mode gunfight. Going into the class selection, and there's been a good amount of weapons added, alongside new attachments, aftermarket parts, and even some new perks. And this game is definitely one of, if not the first game to add perks after release. But the thing that impressed me the most was the new maps they've added to the game. Now I will state the obvious. Yes, this game did launch with just remasters, and I've talked about how it was unacceptable in the past. But that was the necessary evil as a result of turning what was meant to be a DLC into a full game. But post-launch, we've so far seen 6 new maps added to the game, excluding the remaster of Das Haus. These range from fun small maps like Stash House, to bright medium-sized maps like Vista or Rio. These maps play really well, and now that we have the direct comparison between them and the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps, I can say that most of them fit in pretty well with the selection. So this was all well and good, and I thought maybe I'd try out all this content, but eventually Season 3 would roll round and I'd be let down by the amount of content in that. But that comes to the reason I'm making this video, as Sledgehammer Games really seem to have an ace up their sleeve with Season 3. 6 new maps, 3 completely new maps, a reimagined map, and 2 repurposed maps from Warzone. Now some may call these repurposed maps lazy, but if they play well, I really don't mind, because I don't even play Warzone, so they'll feel new to me. But 6 maps in one season, this is a whole new level of content. This is most likely a cause of poor launch sales, and this post-launch content is getting people back on the game, which does seem to be working. At the very least, it gives the developers an insight into how much content they need to add to keep a stable player base throughout the entire year. This is something that I always thought with Modern Warfare 2, where they wouldn't front load the content, they'd add loads of new maps towards the end of the game, and I didn't really see a point in that. You want to front load the content, have loads of new content towards the start of the game, so that the game at least stays relevant until the next Call of Duty reveal. But that's not it. We also have 4 new game modes, 5 new perks, 4 new weapons, including the Moore sniper rifle and the Battle 27 from Advanced Warfare, as well as new content for Warzone. Poor old Zombies is left out again unfortunately, but at this point I'm just waiting on Black Ops Cold War to save zombies. Compare this to Season 3 of Modern Warfare 2, where I essentially gave up hope on that game, where we saw just 3 new maps, with one of them being a gimmick night map. Modern Warfare 3, as I've said, isn't perfect. We still have more content in the store than the actual game, but to give credit where credit is due, Sledgehammer Games are adding a good amount of content to the game, and I feel that this should be praised. My view on Modern Warfare 3 is definitely much more positive than it was 5 months ago, but I want to know your opinion on this game. Are you excited for the new content? And do you think that Sledgehammer Games have done a good job with Modern Warfare 3? Let me know in the comments below. I've been Ranger, and I hope you've enjoyed.